Hello and welcome to Season 2 of the Gaming Backlog Book Club. We just wrapped up Season 1 about Death Stranding 1 and had an entertaining journey through it. What have you been playing in this short break since finishing Death Stranding, Alex?
Since finishing Death Stranding, I have started... Well, whilst also playing Death Stranding, I was playing Resident Evil 2 Remake, which I'm still going through. And I also actually just started Final Fantasy X Remastered.
Final Fantasy X, and well, I won't spoil anything for you. That was a good one. I played that in middle school right when it came out because I think I played basically greatest hits versions, copies of 7 and 8, although only got through half of those at that point and went all the way through 9 and loved it. And so I immediately got 10 when it released, and it was also very good. So 9 and 10 are up there in my favorite Final Fantasy games. I don't think I've played a ton of any of them since then, except for replaying the older ones. 10 is good.
I'm about 5 hours into 10 so far. I'm enjoying it. I really like the characters. Titus, Waka, with now Yuna.
So you've already started playing
Lulu.
Blitzball then, if you've met Waka?
Haven't done a Blitzball tournament yet.
You gotta get in there.
Sure. I have a feeling that's coming up pretty soon in the story for me. But it's been fun.
It is funny that Waka's weapon is basically just a water polo ball.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. But yeah, it's one I never got to. I played 9 way back in the day, but I don't fully remember. I really hope that they do sort of like 7, a remastered version of 9. I think that'd be incredible.
I think it is very well received, and probably they might consider it. I don't know. Took a long time, and 3 different games for the 3 discs of Final Fantasy VII. So I don't know. Maybe in like 10 more years, you'll get a 9 remake.
I don't know. Otherwise, I might have to. I think they sort of did like a remake, or they did something that you can get on Switch, and I think I have it on my PlayStation, like a remake, or I might go back and play that maybe after 10. But I'm enjoying Final Fantasy X so far, and I'm enjoying Resident Evil 2 Remake so far. But it is terrifying, but it is fun,
tense and tough. And if you're not playing it with headphones, you are both playing it wrong and also playing it right, because 3D audio and hearing a zombie behind you is crazy creepy.
Yeah, I've done both, and yeah, it is very creepy.
Jump out of your seat.
Yeah. What about you?
I haven't been playing much since we finished, but yeah, I gotta jump back into Persona 5 Royal, and I don't know, maybe start up something new. We'll see. Anyway, getting into Season 2 here, we both tend to enjoy palate cleanser games after growing through anything like lengthy stories like Death Stranding, whether that be by changing up the setting, the gameplay genre, or the approximate length of a game. We'll be doing that here, and for scheduling reasons, this will be the first of a few bottle episodes, or rather, bottle seasons, considering we'll give each game a pre-play expectations episode and a post-playthrough discussion. That means the next few games on our list are estimated at being anywhere from 2 to 6 or maybe 8 hours of gameplay, and therefore can be completed within a week or even less, maybe even a single play session. So coming up for Season 2, we will be playing through Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Turtles in Time. Now, Turtles in Time was released as an arcade cabinet in September 1991 as a sequel to the 1989 arcade game Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It allows 4 people to inhabit the 4 turtles and run through the world's different biomes. It was a major hit, and in 1992, it was ported to the Super Nintendo. Curious, Alex, how you actually refer to Super Nintendo, because it seems like there's a million ways. I've heard Super Nintendo, Super NES, SNES. Some people call it a SNES. Do you have one way that you refer to that whenever you talk about it?
I usually just say the Super Nintendo, sometimes SNES.
Okay.
Mostly I'll just say, I played it on the Super Nintendo.
Yeah, good call. There's some people have.
I think for us, since we were younger, since it was Nintendo and then it was just Super Nintendo, we just called it Super Nintendo.
I think a lot of people have very strong opinions about what you call it, which I don't have any preference really. I didn't actually own one at any point. I was a Sega Genesis kid. But anyway, this was then ported to Super Nintendo as Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 4, Turtles in Time. It made some adjustments to gameplay, animation, sound, and even shuffled some levels, enemies, bosses to accommodate that switch to the home console. It also, of course, meant it had to reduce the number of co op players from 4 to 2 because of the available controller ports on Super Nintendo. Despite that, fans loved to play the game at home instead of just feeding quarters into an arcade. Both versions were beloved games, and while there is still debate about which is better, it is clear that both versions have their supporters, and the variety of the two options was good to have. Sometimes it's good to get out of the house. Turtles in Time is now most readily available as part of the Cowabunga Collection if you haven't picked up a Super Nintendo cartridge and have a CRT TV to play on. The Cowabunga Collection was released in 2022, developed by Digital Eclipse and published by Konami. The Cowabunga Collection features 13 TMNT games that were developed by Konami originally between 1989 and 1994, including both the arcade version and the Super Nintendo version of Turtles in Time, which is great news for us, and Cowabunga Collection is how we'll be playing it. And thanks to the online support, we plan to play this one co-op. How was your...
Yeah, and we're going to play both versions, both arcade and the Super Nintendo version.
Right. Time allowing,
between the both.
It'll be good to play through both. I think it's a bit different, and if you have the time in your week, then go for it. It seems a good way to sort of get some varied experience.
Yeah, it is.
Now,
I was also going to say for Turtles in Time, it's the fact that it's in this Cowabunga Collection is nice. I'm sure this Cowabunga Collection goes on sale quite a bit if you don't own it. I believe for PlayStation, we got it for free as one of our monthly games. Right. Cowabunga Collection. I was just looking it up because the actual Super Nintendo cart loose is about $35 to $40 itself.
Okay,
if you want to buy it,
it's not terrible, really. If you have a Super
but then
Nintendo.
If you want to collect it and you enjoy it and you want it complete, it's about $165 to $175. You'll probably look for it
a bit more.
So
a bit more when you can get both versions plus 11 other games digitally and all of that. So it's all up to the way you like to do things. It's also available on Switch. It may be available on Steam. I think we'll be playing it through it on PlayStation because we both have it there. Obviously, it's available through various subscription services. It is frequently on sale on the PlayStation Store and the Nintendo Switch Store. So worth checking out. I'm not sure about you, Alex. So I was a massive Ninja Turtles fan as a kid. A very young kid. Of all my fandoms through the years, it's the one that my parents still bring up the most frequently. My first pet was actually a turtle, and I named it Raphael. So, that shows you something about young me, but I haven't really followed anything Ninja Turtles since being a kid, I guess. I haven't seen the movies, the recent movies. I saw those 90s ones. I haven't seen the recent movies from the 20s. I'm a bit intrigued by the Mutant Mayhem movie from 2023, mostly because of the involvement of some of the actors. I know Seth Rogen was behind a large part of that, and Paul Rudd's in it, things like that. So maybe I'll watch that one with my son one day. I did also recently pick up the 3 Last Ronin graphic novels in the recent Prime Day sale at a good discount, both because if there is something turtle related I'll enjoy now as an adult, it's the more dark adult tale. And also because there's supposedly a game adaptation of The Last Ronin. It was announced a couple of years ago. Who knows if that will ever be released, since there hasn't been much news recently, and a lot of studios are laying people off and canceling games these days. But here's to hoping. My ears also perked up for the lead up to Shredder's Revenge, which is the newer beat 'em up that was widely praised as the best modern take on this old TMNT beat 'em up formula. I haven't played that, but you said you have, Alex.
I have, yeah. I played Shredder's Revenge. I played it I beat it in a night gaming session with 2 other friends of mine. It was a lot of fun. It's a good beat 'em up. It's a really cool callback and throwback to the old school beat 'em ups and these turtle games. The character designs look great. The battling felt really good. But as I said, we played through it very quickly in a night. There's more that you can do to it. If you play every character or do a bunch of stuff to unlock other characters.
It even had a DLC that I think gave some additional characters as well.
Yeah, I haven't played that yet, but I enjoyed it. It only took I think it took us about, I don't know, maybe 4-5 hours max, maybe, to beat the whole thing.
So here's the important question. Who is your favorite turtle and or Which one did you use in Shredder's Revenge?
Oh, my favorite turtle it's probably a toss-up. It's probably between Leonardo and Donatello
Okay.
for my favorite.
This is like a
In
personality
Shredder's
quiz.
Revenge, yeah, in Shredder's Revenge with my friends, one of my other friends, his favorite is Donatello by far, so he picked him. And my other friend really liked Leonardo, so he picked him. So I picked Michelangelo, which actually, I'm not going to lie, Michelangelo in the game was actually really fun to play as.
Nice.
It was kind of a little bit more kooky and fun. Had some cool moves.
Well, so that poses the question then, who are you going to use in Turtles in Time?
I would like to use Donatello.
Okay.
That would probably that would be my top choice.
I will let you do that. Okay. I will most likely use Raphael because that was my favorite growing up in our first playthrough of either arcade or Super Nintendo. I don't know which one we'll go through first. And then the second playthrough, I'll switch it up just for some gameplay change and choose one of the other ones. I don't know.
Yeah, if I switch it up for the second one, I'll probably play as Leonardo or Michelangelo.
Nice.
So, I'm not going to lie to you, Raphael, unfortunately, is my least favorite of the
rough.
He just had he's still cool. They're all still really cool, but I think
it's the moody, brooding personality is what got me, I guess. Or I think it was really just the Sai is a cool weapon that you don't see all that often in media.
Yeah, my backstory for Turtles, you went through years. I mean, I enjoyed the Turtles as a kid. I know I had quite a few of the toys, like the original. I think they were. I know that they've remade some of them. I think they were ones that you could store stuff in their shells.
Nice.
I actually have still some of my figures. I might actually have all 4 my original figures from when I was a kid. I think in storage somewhere. I kept them. But I've seen the original movies. I love the original movies. The first one's great. Second one's good. The third one's interesting.
I don't remember them enough. I just remember that they were all created. I think it was in collaboration with the Henson Group. So it was.
Yeah,
they're very like
they're a
not
big thing for me as a kid.
They're real actors. Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, they're a big thing for me as a kid, but not as big as I know for me as a kid. Power Rangers was my
I was huge on Power Rangers too. Honestly, I was between the two. I don't know which of the two came first, but I was very into both of those. And
I had those games on Super Nintendo, and I loved those games.
The Power Ranger games.
Yeah, I'd love if they. I don't know if they remade those, like remastered those in a collection. That would be cool.
Yeah,
that's something to think about. But for Turtles, I saw the '90s movies. I saw the 2010 movies. I actually really enjoyed those movies. I think Alan Ritchson, who's Beecher,
I think he's Raphael.
Is Raphael. Yeah, they were cool. They were a bit darker, but they were. I enjoyed it. I think was
so
it
you're
Michael
saying
Bay?
I should check them out.
Were they Michael Bay movies? There's quite a bit of action.
Megan Fox was in those too.
Mm-hmm. They were good, and after those, I haven't seen any other. I watched the cartoon as a kid.
Yeah, the cartoon was obviously where it all started, I think, on my end.
Yeah, but I haven't watched any of the newer stuff since, I don't even know, probably since the start of...
I mean, Nickelodeon
like show-wise, probably since... Yeah, I don't think I've watched any of the Nickelodeon stuff.
Right.
For it.
Yeah. So, and as far as Turtles in Time goes, I remember I rented Turtles in Time once at Blockbuster, and I couldn't even play it because I had a Sega Genesis, not a Super Nintendo. So returned it and rented what must have been this game called the Hyperstone Heist, which was supposedly a very similar game for the Sega Genesis, which is also in the Cowabunga Collection. May or may not give that a shot at some point, but that and supposedly Turtles in Time had this infamous, because it was originally developed as an arcade game, it's still super hard. It was super hard as a very little kid. Just constant repetition trying to get past the first level. Even being an arcade game, it was designed to eat as many coins as it could, so it's a challenge. It helps coax out those repeat plays. It makes sense why it's hard. Let's see how hard it is. We're adults with a lot more gaming years under our belts.
Hopefully it's not too difficult. I mean,
if it's a 1 to 2 hour game, I can't imagine it will be, but
I can't believe it will be. I will tell you, Shredder's Revenge was not too difficult, the remake, but I also think that had a difficulty setting. But since this is older, I don't think it's going to be too difficult, but it's going to be a lot of fun. Right. Just to see some of this old school.
this game is a classic, right? It's still referenced by people that are into beat 'em ups, or whenever a new beat 'em up comes up, it's usually a reference. I've always wanted to try it out, so I'm so glad that Cowabunga Collection was made to make it more easily possible. As far as general expectations go, I haven't really played any beat 'em ups since the 90s in their heyday. So I'm excited for this blast from the past. I do know from the box art of the Super Nintendo version, as well as the title itself, that we will be traveling through time. We will, at minimum, see dinosaurs, maybe a train, some pirates, ride a futuristic skateboard or hoverboard, find some aliens, the typical travel through time type activity tropes that always happen in anything that involves traveling through time. And as far as gameplay goes, I mean, I think it should be, it's almost a button masher. I think, well, it most likely gives you a bit of detail about what the buttons do. And, it's just a good, quick couple hours with a friend.
Yeah, it will be. Yeah, it will be a nice few hours. Yeah, as a co-op friend game. Yeah, as you said, button mashing. I'm sure they're each character, I'm sure, has their own special moves, which will be fun to see.
Must be.
And try out. So, especially against bosses and boss battles, and see who the bosses are from all the lore and the world of TMNT.
Got to expect at minimum the Foot Clan, I think is the name of the generic ninjas. Gotta be fighting Shredder at some point. Bebop and Rocksteady, I think, are a rhino and a pig, possibly. Yep. Okay, good. And Casey Jones is just a regular dude with a hockey mask, maybe a hockey stick. I'm sure April O'Neil will show up. That's the extent of what I'm expecting out of this. If it covers those things,
maybe Krang.
I think we're in good shape.
Krang?
Who is Krang? I don't remember Krang. Yes, I think that sounds right. But
the one that has the brain in his stomach.
Okay, don't remember that at all. Was there a Triceratops, anthropomorphic Triceratops at some point in this franchise?
Yeah, there was. I'm not sure who.
Well, maybe he'll show up in the dinosaur level. Maybe that's why it exists in the first place.
Yeah, I want to say it was Krang. Is one of the.
I think you're right.
Another one of the main bad guys.
I think I read that in one of the quick synopsis of what.
So it'll be cool if he shows up as one of the boss fights.
But yeah, I'm expecting just a good couple hours, and that's where it is. So Turtles in Time is supposedly quite short and can be completed in about 1 to 2 hours. So this should be a light, quick playthrough and give you some time for other games or activities before we chat about it next episode. We may even play, I think we're definitely at this point will play both arcade and Super Nintendo versions, because why not? There's the time. If you want to join us in our playthrough of Turtles in Time, give it a go this week, and we'll catch you next week for our post-play chat.
Thanks, everyone, for listening. If you want to follow along and discuss our playthrough of any games on the Gaming Backlog Book Club podcast, please give us a follow on your podcast platform of choice. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Amazon Music, or Pocket Casts, as well as our Discord and Instagram under the same name. Thanks.